I had just graduated college, like struggling to pay my rent, I ain't had no job. And at this point, I'm 21 years old, you know what I mean, 22, and I'm like, why you didn't make it in basketball? Because you wasn't fucking working. You thought you'd be outside dribbling the ball, doing something, when really was in the gym with trainers, like putting in work, shooting 1,000 shots a day, and your dumb ass over there thinking you doing something, mimicking Iverson. So it was like, yo, do you really want to look back 10, 20 years from now with this music shit and be like, the reason you didn't make it in music is because you ain't put in the work? What's up, y'all? This is J.Cole, rapper slash producer. From 12 years old, I kind of knew right away, like, man, this is something I really want to do. Like, it was more than just fun. I was already picturing, like, being in the studio, making songs, doing videos. Like, you know, I was already picturing all that stuff. I started making beats when I was 15. Got a beat machine, started producing for myself because it was hard to get beats any other way. So I was like, man, I'll just make it for myself. When I turned 18, I was like, man, I need to go to New York City. Like, it was hard to get noticed where I'm from. So I was like, I'll just go to where I thought the music industry was at, and it was here.
My daily routine was literally wake up, 12 in the afternoon, roll over, find some samples. I listen to albums all day long, like chopping up samples, making beats, writing rhymes. That was my daily routine, just really being dedicated to working.
So I would walk to school or walk to class, have rhymes in my head, writing raps in class, making beats at home, and really got focused so that by the time I graduated, I already had the momentum that I needed to carry me through the next 2 years of being broke.
At the end of the day, I know that when you work hard for something your whole life and you really believe, I just feel like once it starts happening and you really open up to it, like there's no limit to, you know, the amount of things that can happen.
Jay, I appreciate it. Hell of a stepping stone. Wonder if he's seen it in my eyes, I'm trying to get the throne. Wonder if the people know how many nights I spent alone, making beats, writing rhymes, thinking deep, fighting time, getting better but wasn't getting younger. And all that time can make the most confident wonder, but never doubt it or allow that shit to faze me, yo. Just switch my thoughts up like the stations on the radio. Now I am. The reason why it's called the warm-up is because I didn't want to call it a mixtape. And it was the summer before that, 6 years ago. Yeah. I had dropped the come up. I was like, what can I do? What can I call it? What can I do? And I was like, oh, I'll just do these warm-ups. Like, what would Kobe Bryant be doing right now to get better? Oh, he's in the gym. And in the gym, you can try anything and get ready for the game. I was like, these are my warm-ups. I didn't want nobody to call it a mixtape. I wanted them to call it a warm-up in my mind.
Props to the legends, praise God, but I give not to the reverence. Looking up to the heavens like, where did all my blessings go? You chase a dream, but then you stop, guess you never know.
Hey, no dirt, honestly, that's the thing about me. Like, nobody will ever be able to pull up dirt about me because my music is so open and honest and there's no fronting involved. So, you know, that's my story. I'm just a regular guy, everyday Joe who can actually rap really good.
Had I came out at 18 as a rapper, I think I was good enough, but I don't really know what I would have been talking about. I wasn't like mature enough and I didn't have like the life experiences yet, I think, to like really, I guess, give a good story or to really tell a great story or whatever. Any musician, period, any artist, I think just absolutely do what's in your heart. Say what's on your mind, speak what's in your heart and how you really feel. When you're trying to be something else, when you're trying to fit into what's going on, it's like you kind of stray away from your path a little bit. Sometimes you want to expand your style and like grow, and that's always good, but like never veer too far from who you are, you know, as a person.
When I was like 14, 15, it was like, man, how am I gonna do this? Like, I'm not, you know, my favorite rappers is talking about all this, and I wouldn't talk about that because, like, you know, that's not me. I'm not gonna take this personality just because I want to make it. But, you know, growing up and maturing, you don't even worry about that. You're like, oh man, this is actually an advantage to be myself in a world where, you know, at the time everybody was trying to rap this kind of way.
Like, you the smart dude that raps and that can tell the stories really good, but you're not the dude that's really doing that. And even though I listen to these dudes, I see these dudes, I say what's up to them, you know what I mean, because they cool, and like their music is good, but I never get it twisted about what I represent.
The type of music that I like evokes emotion in me, and therefore the type of music that I make, I like to give strong emotion. My favorites did it, Tupac did it, Eminem did it. All these guys were real great storytellers that had emotion behind them and made you feel something, so I'm just trying to do the same thing. Embracing what's wrong with me to the world, what the world would say is wrong with me, and saying like, yo, I don't care. Like, I'm empowering other people to do the same. You know what I mean? To embrace the stuff that the world tells them is wrong with them when really there's nothing wrong with you. You know what I mean? You are the way you are for a reason.
But yo, as soon as I heard that part, I knew what I was gonna do. I knew I was just needed that dun 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 dun. I knew right away that I was gonna loop that on top. So then you get this.
Then you get.
I sit back and listen to the beats and I'm like proud. I remember everything I had to go through to make those beats. You know, I got all these stories. I got more stories to the songs than just like, yeah, I was in the studio and he played me the beat. It's like, nah, I remember how I found the drums, the loop, the sample. For the most part, I need music that inspires me to write. On the production side, all I need is just speakers or headphones. I just load up a drum sound, or a couple drum sounds, come up with the first pattern I like, and I go find a sample that fits on that, or I either play something that fits on that, and then in 5 minutes, I have something that's moving me. Just constantly looking for the beat that my rapper side is like, oh, rap to that one. You know, so I might make 5 beats in one day, maybe 7 beats in one day, and then I might not rap on any, but some days I might come in, make 2 beats, and then by the second beat, I'm already turning it into a song, so.
I want to grow. I don't want to make the same stuff all the time, you know what I mean? I want to get better. And people doubting me as a producer only pushes it that much further. I get in with people as a rapper, and they don't know I'm taking notes as a producer and really just like picking up so many secrets. That's because I'm not satisfied. If you don't think I'm a good producer, then that's just going to motivate me to try to get even better.
You know, I'm working on something as we speak that I'm super excited about. It's like every week, every time I get in the studio, the album changes a little bit and gets bigger and better with a new sound and with each new song I do. So the importance is the music on the album is sounding, you know, like something special, like something that's gonna be around for the next 10 years.
This guy used to be an underground rapper, now he's a big time star. You're in a weird space, man. You're like the underground rapper who hasn't really done anything different or anything commercial at all. Yeah. Yet you're blown up right now. Yeah. It's gotta be a little strange.
Definitely, especially when you put it like that. I haven't even heard it put like that, but it makes so much sense.
When I came with the warm-up, it was no hit records. Like, it was nothing. You know, nothing that was gonna play at the radio. It was just literally cult following, like, life music in a sense, right? The first time they hadn't pressed any buttons other than signing and had people coming up to them every day. Yo, when y'all dropping that J.Cole kid? Yo, we like that. People in the industry, people on the street, always talking about J.Cole, and it was confusing.
When I did those numbers, 220-something thousand or 217,000, nobody expected that. Nobody in the industry expected it. I didn't even know I was gonna do those numbers. And what that was just a result of consecutive, non-stop touring, and also a combination of releasing free projects, which was really albums. So you take these mixtapes, these classic mixtapes, mixed with my touring, you develop a real fan base. What we learned is a real solid fan base is way more important than a record at radio or in the club. I go in the club and I hear 1 million songs from this rapper, 1 million songs from that rapper. That rapper can't sell the records I sell because he's not connecting to the people the way that I am in terms of touring, in terms of saying the things that's going to affect their lives, in terms of an emotional connection. They don't have that. So, you know, that's what led to those first week sales on the first album, which then changed the game. Man, it's a marathon. You know what I mean? This thing is a long distance race. You want to be relevant, you want to be around, you want to be providing for your family 10, 15, 20 years from now. So when I make decisions, should I take this money to do this song, or should I make my decisions more calculated about, is this something that's going to be relevant? Like, does this further my career, or does this, you know, I think about things in that manner. What does this do for me in the long run?
Like, I don't buy into my own hype. You know, like, I'm grateful for the reactions and the appreciation, but I don't buy into, like, yeah, I'm the man. Like, nah, I feel like I got a lot left. Like, I'm going to be here for years. Like, being hot in 2013 is cool, you know, and being critically acclaimed in 2013 is cool, but like, what about 2020? Like, where am I gonna be? I don't wanna be making a documentary 20 years from now talking about like this as if it was the end.